Hi guys, so here we are in After Effects. We're just going to import the flyer, import as composition, retain layer sizes, then import. So make sure you just press OK. Double click this and you have your flyer here. It's looking a bit washed or whatever, I don't know, looking different, but we'll just do new adjustment layer and I'm going to add in some colors to make it better. So I'll do photo filter, bring back some effects, and the other one is selective color. Let me just, yeah, wasn't looking okay, cool. Wasn't looking as reddish as it was looking in Photoshop, so need to make sure that that bit is sorted out. Right, so we're going to start our design here. First of all, let's save, because every time we've had to work on a project, Rema flyer, I mean flyer sometimes is spelled with an IER. Anyways, so we want to basically animate each of these assets one after the other, right? Then we would combine 2 or 3 scenes. So first thing we want to do is we'll have this animation, then let me do review. We'll have this animation play for like say 10 to 15 seconds, right? No, 10 to 15 seconds too much safe. Maybe like maybe like 10 seconds is fine. Then we transition it into, you know, a couple of videos, people singing to this song, right? And then we'll transition it back to this. So we'll start with this main one. We can Control D to create 2. So we have 2 flyers. So one, we'll just call it flyer design backup. That way there wouldn't be, we can always come back to the version that has no edit at all. Alright, cool. Some things can be locked, that can be removed. This adjustment layer, we don't need to see it all the time. So this button here is called the shy button. If you click it, it hides all the layers with one that shows up here. So we want to hide some layers because we will not touch them. First is this adjustment layer. So once we click this button here, it disappears from the timeline. So if we click here, it comes back. Hopefully that makes sense. So just click this. This sparks is something we can still leave. There's a bunch of stuff we can still leave, but the background, we're not touching the background, so let's get rid of it. This bit, we're not touching it, so let's get rid of it. Flag, right, so we're going to definitely touch the flag. So inside here we have this flag. I want to search for the flag animation that I have. It's a looping video of the US flag. So we're importing this flag into our animation. Let's just scale it down, just arrange it. I mean, it plays like a normal video, so just put it down here and turn off the previous one, so it will just play in the background. So already it should kind of already look like this. And turn off the sound as well. Okay, so right now that is good. My system will probably drag playing that, so I'll let it just play a bit. Right, so we've gone to that, so we can just turn it off and hide that layer. Next is elements. We can leave that there. This one, so we're basically just animating everything one after the other. Right now, this Rema text, we can just do opacity for it. So I pressed T and then I basically just allowed it to appear. So if you come back, it goes from 0 to 100. So it's not really a major listen, but let's hide it. It's all good. Next is text, the Rema text. Now we want, let me focus on this Rema text. We want it to animate one after the other, so REMA, then come back REMA over and over again. What that means is we are going to separate it individually. So let's take, oh, the text seems to be shiny. Does it have any effect on it? No. Interesting. Alright, cool. I don't know why it is shining. Okay. Because if I cut it out with the shiny thing on it, it will obviously, you'd see the marks. So I need it without the shine on it. So just go back to Photoshop and open this particular thing, or if I can guess, not really guess, I know the font that was used. So the font is AE Rich, whatever. So I'm just gonna come here, take this Rema, search for AE, this, scale it up, right? Let's not worry about making it slant. This is fine. So back here we have this Rema text. So let's split it into bits. We could use the rectangle shape tool here to just draw. Alternatively, we can just use this pen tool to just draw out. There are different ways to achieve this same thing. You don't need to do it exactly like I'm doing right now. You could literally, let me get rid of all of this. You could literally just have this in 4 places. The first one would say R, so we'll get rid of EMA. The second one we'll get rid of R and MA. So we'll just arrange that properly. The next one will only have M. So just put that in there. And the last one will have an A. So we would just put that right there. Great. Now we're going to make sure that we scale this up it's like bouncy effects. So let's go to scale, put it over, let's say 12 frames, and bring this to 0. So they all scale up. We'll add elastic to it, and basically if we sequence it out like this, we're going to have Rema. Like, I feel like this sequence is too much, so I'm just going to do it again. Number 1. Let me see. Another thing I need to do is probably make sure that the space between it is not this much. So we go right. So if we test it out, we should have it like that. That is Rema. Now we want to pre-compose this, right? We want to make sure it repeats itself. So if we come here, there are different ways we can make it repeat itself. We can do Ctrl+Shift+D and delete that bit, and then repeats the same thing over and over again, right? So that it does this. Or we'll allow it to stay for a bit, then we delete it. Let's see how that looks. We could also do time reverse, so that it scales up and it scales down, scales back up. Maybe that might be a much cooler text effect to do, right? So let's repeat this a couple of times, right? Right. So around here, 15 seconds, I can just pre-compose all of this, right? And the right color should be this. So I'm just going to do a fill and click this color and click the right color there. All right. Next, I'm going to, I think that's transform, and I can skew. So this is how it will look good. Then also I can duplicate this, and the one below it I could make it like a brighter color and slightly offset it. Some of these stuffs, they are like based on previous knowledge. I could just try them out if they work, and if they don't work, I could always like remove it. So that might be a bit too much. Let me bring this closer. Right. Another thing in terms of glow, so I could add glow to this Rema text. Intensity, could make it go higher, radius higher. I'm thinking the color should be normal. Is that, let me just turn this off. Let me bring this down so that I can know the right color. I'm wondering why it is it doesn't really matter, because I could. Oh, doesn't look bad though. Doesn't look so bad. Let me turn this off. Doesn't look so bad actually. I might keep it like that. Scale it down a bit. The only other thing I would love to do, I could duplicate this and I could delete all of this. No, sorry, delete all of that. Just make sure that I get rid of the glow and I make the text white. So I can make it white, and I will just add blur to it, making it like blurring it out. Maybe I'll change the opacity to overlay, and then I will just reduce the opacity to like 40. Right, so that might be good. Let's test it out, I guess. Fit the screen. Might be a bit too much going on with the text moving, but you know, still works out fine. So that's about it for the text animation. We could work with this, you know, and over time we could now like look into improving it.